Congratulations, you have stumbled upon the twin horror film of Wolf Creek. The storm approaches. Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. During the holidays, to relax, the man takes his girlfriend, driving a long way from the city to a rural dock. The two decide to rent a small boat to go fishing at sea. However, after a short while, the weather suddenly changes. The originally clear blue sky is quickly covered by dark clouds. At this moment, the woman suggests they go back first. It will be troublesome if it rains soon. However, the man seems not to have had enough fun yet. Seeing a patch of woods ahead, he suggests they go explore it. The woman feels too embarrassed to refuse him. She thinks they will just look around and come back. She does not think much of it. Little do they know, this decision leads this urban couple to encounter something far more terrifying than a storm. Remote and unfrequented places may hide unknown dangers. However, there are always people curious enough to want to explore them. The two wander through the woods on a path mixed with water, circling around and traversing it several times. They find nothing unusual. However, they did not leave any markers when they arrived. Looking at the dense, indistinguishable trees all around them, the two quickly lose their sense of direction, become disoriented, and cannot find a way out at all. The sky is about to get dark. The rain is about to come. With no other choice, the two can only paddle towards a nearby small island. They want to see if they can find someone there to seek help. But after landing on the island, the two walk for a long time. Let alone buildings, they do not even see a single person. And most importantly, their phones still have no signal. At this moment, the woman starts to complain. She asks him why he insisted on coming here to see this. Now this is great. They are trapped here and can see enough. It is at this moment that a light appears not far ahead. The two feel as if they see a lifeline. But upon closer inspection, they see a man being beaten. The two do not want to meddle nor do they want to get into trouble. They turn around and leave. Soon, they are again not far away. They discover a place with light. This time, it must be a house. At this moment, the two are extremely happy. This time, they are 100% sure they can get help. But after knocking on the door for a long time, no one opens it. So he decides to go in and check. He goes to the back door of the house. Unexpectedly, he actually gets in. He opens the front door and tells her to go inside to take shelter from the rain. But she asks if this is not trespassing. He replies that there is no one inside, and it is an empty house. He says this does not count as trespassing, as they are just going in to take shelter from the rain. The house is a mess. It is dilapidated and does not look like a place where people live. He thinks, who cares, as long as they can shelter from the rain. Then he starts looking for a phone in the house. But after searching for a long time, he finds nothing. In this huge house, there is no phone or any communication device at all. Then he goes to the warehouse, pushes open the door, and turns on the light. Looking at this, they are stunned. They have broken into the home of a flower gang. The warehouse is filled with flour. And at this very moment, a pickup truck drives towards the house. Yes, it is the same one they saw earlier. The people in the car also learn through the window that someone has broken into their house. The woman quickly calls the man. The man does not have time to turn off the lights or close the door. This is bad. Not only does it confirm their identity as intruders, but it also lets the homeowners know about their illegal flower cultivation. Can they help the two of them return? The owners of the house are a family of 3, a father and 2 sons. The second one is the younger brother. The woman and the man no longer hide. The other party has guns, so they walk out to communicate. They explain the whole story. They came by boat to fish. They accidentally get lost, and they encounter a heavy storm. So they decide to go to the small island to find shelter and see if they can find help. Seeing that the two are clean and decent, seeing that they do not look like bad people, the older brother believes them and lets them into the house. He also instructs the younger brother to quickly help their father upstairs. Clearly, the two brothers do not want their father to know that strangers have entered the house. The father is the family's dictator, with a violent temper. If the father finds out that outsiders have broken into the house, the two brothers will likely not survive. Once inside, the two ask the older brother if there is any way to get help. For example, they ask if there are any phone booths or hotels nearby. The older brother listens and says with a laugh. He asks if they do not know where they are, on an isolated island. He suggests that their house has plenty of rooms, so they can stay for one night. He promises to drive them back to their boat the next day and show them the way back. After speaking, he tells them to take a shower and change clothes. He seems quite kind. However, the two are not fooled by the older brother's false kindness. He is a drug trafficker. He also killed someone not long ago. That person is probably in the same situation as them. He discovers his secret and then gets killed. The two then discuss an escape plan in the bathroom. The older brother is also very cunning. He comes to the bathroom door and directly steals their clothes, only leaving their tops. This way, it is difficult for the two without clothes to rashly rush into the wilderness to escape. He thinks, I knew it. The older brother has ulterior motives. After coming out, they see their clothes are gone. The man tells the woman to stay put and goes to confront the two brothers himself. After entering the house, the man immediately gets straight to the point. He says they do not give back the clothes, but they should not take the old ones either, and asks what this means. Now, the father should be asleep. The two brothers become less guarded. After hearing this, the older brother says with a big laugh. He asks what they mean by trespassing and coming in to rummage through things. They saw things they should not have. The older brother says to say no more, and if they want to be rescued, they have to listen to him. He asks the man to his girlfriend over and asks about her cooking. Obviously, the older brother wants the man's girlfriend to cook a meal for them. Then the man communicates with the woman. He tells her they are currently in a passive state and can only do as they are told. Afterward, the woman starts preparing dinner for them. Meanwhile, the older brother, fueled by alcohol, starts harassing the woman. He asks her to speak a few words of French. She is French. The woman, knowing they do not understand French, takes the opportunity to curse at the two men. Then the older brother makes an even more outrageous demand. He makes a lewd joke towards the woman. The man directly states that it is too much. Seeing the man's defiance, the older brother immediately presses down on his neck. To prevent her boyfriend from being harmed, the woman can only comply. At the same time, the eggs burn. The older brother sees this and becomes displeased, asking if she is still unhappy. She is cooking. You do not even help. You also harass her. What can she do? The only 3 eggs left in the house are all burnt. What will they eat? So the older brother wants Pia to take a knife and slaughter the small animal they picked up on the road. Pia, who even apologized to God for stepping on an ant, certainly refused. The older brother's face immediately changes after hearing this. He yells at Pia to hurry up quickly. Rob is furious inside at this moment. He can only calmly say one thing to the older brother: do not force her. Even these simple 4 words make the older brother angry again. He immediately slaps him 2 times across the face. Then he holds a knife to his neck. Rob does not dare to resist or lash out. Saying these simple 5 words makes the older brother this angry. Moreover, the two of them are at a disadvantage against the other 2. Seeing that the older brother wants to kill Rob, she is forced to pick up the knife, close her eyes, and kill the small animal. Later, at the dinner table, the older brother asks about their professions. She is an art designer. He is a lawyer. This is why he is so calm and composed, which is also a reason it has a lot to do with his profession. He is used to using words instead of fists, even when he is in a wilderness that ignores rules. Of course, this professional habit makes it difficult for him to immediately switch to a mode of crude resistance. During the conversation, the older brother suddenly bursts into laughter, almost waking up the father. These 2 brothers are very cautious, but they absolutely cannot wake up the father. At the same time, she also realizes that if this continues, the father will 100% definitely wake up. This way, there is one more person, greatly increasing the difficulty of escaping. Then she says they are also tired. The 2 brothers have also eaten and drunk their fill. After they finish eating and drinking, they decide to go rest. Then the 2 brothers lead them to the barn. This is where they rest, as there are no extra rooms. However, when the 2 brothers leave, they do not even lock the door, which makes the couple suspect a trick. When the 2 brothers go inside, the couple does not sit idly by, they immediately come out of the barn and escape. They do not know the way, so they just walk forward. However, after running for a while, they discover the body of the man who died earlier. As expected, the 2 brothers also guess the couple's plan. Thus, their first escape attempt ends in failure. The couple is then taken back to the barn. The man then speaks frankly. He tells them that he knows what their family is doing and that their actions are punishable by death. He offers to help them if they release him and his girlfriend, promising to keep silent about their activities, and even offers to defend them if the police find out. The older brother hears this and says he does not need it. He says men's words are deceitful. As he spoke, he pulled the car over to the side of the road and pulled Pia towards him. Actually, the older brother has long coveted Pia. After all, he lives on a remote isolated island and rarely interacts with the opposite sex. After that, he wants to humiliate Pia in front of Rob. At this moment, Rob is beyond his limit and wants to resist. Unexpectedly, the second brother knocks him down with a gun, but the second brother's gun shot directly wakes up the old man. Immediately after, Ah Chang still wants to resist, but unexpectedly, the second brother directly breaks his leg. Just like that, Rob faints. At this moment, the two of them are trapped with no way out, in a deadly predicament with no resistance. Pia is isolated and helpless. And what is worse, the younger brother also wants to humiliate her. But just then, the old man arrives, walking and swaggering. Without a word, he immediately beats up the second brother. The older brother tells the old man the whole story. Looking at Rob on the ground and the helpless Pia, the old man thinks to himself that the two of them are surely going to die. So he asks the two brothers where the dog is. The dog is a very fierce hunting dog they raised. Because of its long-term habit of feeding on flesh and blood on the island, it is extremely sensitive and excited by the smell of blood. Therefore, they also use this dog for guarding and hunting. It even serves as a tool of violence, assisting them in their evil deeds. The father uses this to intimidate Pia. He tells her not to act rashly, otherwise, she'll become the dog's meal. However, there is one thing to note. The dog is not raised by them since it was a puppy. Its long-term diet of flesh and blood also creates a drawback. Afterwards, the father tells the two brothers. He tells them to call the dog over to guard. He says he is too tired today. They will decide what to do with the two of them tomorrow morning. After the three men leave, Pia first helps Rob's leg and gives it a simple bandage. Then she makes an anti-wolf tool. She opens a small hole in a metal bottle cap. She folds the metal inward. She makes it into a sharp tool covered with barbs that can go in but not come out. Then she looks up and sees fish hooks and fishing lines on the wall. As an art designer, she comes up with another good idea in her mind. With Ah Chiang's cooperation, she uses these fish hooks and fishing lines to make a simple trap. As long as someone steps on it, he will be hooked by countless fish hooks and hung high in the air. The father watches a movie in the house. Suddenly, lust takes over the old man's mind. He tells the younger brother to call Pia over to spend some time with him. Hearing footsteps from outside, Ajin and Ah Chiang immediately pretend to be asleep. After the younger brother enters, he wakes up Pia. After waking up, Pia scolds the younger brother, saying he only does bad things with his father. Then Rob takes advantage of this moment to activate the switch. Countless fishhooks pierce the younger brother's face. It truly looks painful. However, this is how they must deal with such evil people. The younger brother, in pain, calls out for his father and the older brother. But it is all in vain. They cannot hear him at all. Seeing that the younger brother is about to break free, Rob immediately hands Pia a hammer, telling her to hit the younger brother to death. Each hammer blow looks truly satisfying and cathartic. On the other side, the older brother sees that the younger brother has not returned for a long time, so he comes to the barn to see what is going on. The older brother questions Pia about where the younger brother is. Ajin replies that he went to look for the dog. The dog did not come to guard the door. Then the older brother tells Pia that his father wants to see her. The scene shifts. Ajin follows the older brother into the house. The woman enters the father's room. The father starts telling his story. It turns out the two brothers have a mother. However, this father is somewhat inhuman. He constantly commits domestic violence and drinks heavily. Eventually, his wife cannot endure it and leaves this place. As he speaks, the father pushes the woman onto the bed. Clearly, the father wants to assault the woman. However, the woman is prepared. Before this, she designed an anti-assault device. Now it works and is effective. The suffering father tries to pull it out but cannot. He can only scream in agony. The older brother hears the commotion, holding a hunting rifle, and rushes over. However, it is too late. The woman has already escaped. She smashes the window, jumps down, and heads straight for the barn to reunite with the man. The older brother also follows closely behind and arrives at the barn. The two of them are already hiding. The older brother, thinking he is clever, believes the couple is hiding in the wardrobe and starts shooting at it. However, what he does not expect is that the couple is not inside the wardrobe. Instead, it is the younger brother's body. The younger brother's body also plays a crucial role. It successfully delays the older brother. The girlfriend and the boyfriend take the opportunity to escape from the barn. They lock the door. At this point, someone might ask, why do they not lock the door when it has a lock? Perhaps they are too overconfident and believe they control everything. From their perspective, the couple is unarmed, like lambs to be slaughtered. After escaping the barn, the two immediately get into a car. Just as they are about to start the car, they discover there are no keys. Helplessly, the girlfriend can only run into the house to look for the keys. In this dirty and messy house, finding the keys is extremely difficult. However, after a search, the girlfriend still finds them. It is just a key ring. Never mind, she tries them one by one. At the same time, the father successfully breaks free from the self-defense tool. However, it is still in vain. Subsequently, the girlfriend runs to the car and starts trying the keys one by one. At the same time, the father also walks out. The father is quite resilient. He just walks to the car. What he does not expect is that the dog comes over. Looking at the dog's fierce eyes, it attacks. In its perception, a wounded, bleeding living creature equals prey, not its owner. So it immediately attacks the old man. The dog transforms into a beast, attacking the old man's rear and performing a simple anal surgery on him. After hearing the old man's screams, the older brother's bestial nature erupts, and he directly breaks open the door. Seeing his father's tragic state, he is filled with immense grief. At the same time, Pia also successfully starts the car. On the other side, the younger brother is also not to be outdone. He walks into the barn and also starts a car. However, his car is quite special. What the younger brother does not expect is that at the critical moment, his own younger brother helps him a GRE deal. At the same time, Pia points the car's front towards the older brother. She steps on the gas and drives towards him. However, what he does not expect is that Pia directly shifts into fifth gear, floors the accelerator from a standstill, pushing the older brother directly into a fan and eliminating him. The couple hugs each other. Finally, they drive away from here. This marks the complete end of this life and death hunt. Their thrilling and desperate journey comes to an end. It must be said that this counter-kill is truly satisfying. The female protagonist transforms from a docile weakling to actively fighting back. The male protagonist goes from cowardly compromise to fighting side by side. The two of them join forces to end the abusers. This responds to the audience's expectation for justice to be served and allows the previously accumulated suppressed emotions to be completely released. This setting of fighting violence with violence, in the context of horror films, is not independent violence, but rather a necessary survival choice in a desperate situation. Today's story ends here. See you next time.